Welcome to Travelogue.tv and onebroadcast.net, and to one of 3 chats about one of my favorite destinations, Reunion Island in the Indian Ocean. This time about some of the activities on offer. The list is extensive: trekking, hiking, climbing, with over 1,000 kilometers of trails from easy to extreme. Kite surfing, scuba diving, paragliding and surfing, canyoning, skydiving, exploring lava tunnels, mountain biking, quad biking, sports fishing, microlight, ultralight and helicopter flights. And I'll bring in Nico Cyprian, the go-to guide for Reunion tourism. His email, in case you plan to visit, is globotrotero@free.fr. globotrotero@free.fr. He's a skier, surfer, windsurfer, scuba diver, climber. You get the idea. Where do we start? Top or bottom, mountains or coast? Mountains it is. Mafat is one of 3 calderas formed by a collapsing volcano. It's accessible only by air or by foot and is a hiker's dream. Salaos and Salazi are the other 2 calderas, and they're all quite different, with Salazi recording the highest rainfall in the world. Nico, I didn't have time to do all the activities during my visits, but I want to start with the one that I enjoyed the most, and that was canyoning down Fleujon in Salaos. Well, I know you loved it, because I remember you shouting as you went down. We couldn't even see you. We could just hear you shouting like a small child, like a small boy.
We have a new canyon, which it was already used, but not so much. We have a new area where we do canyoning, which is easier for beginners. By the beautiful waterfall Langevin, one of my favorite ones. Now they put down a cable to drop down there, and then they walk along, and then they jump, and then they swim. And it's quite an easy access canyoning. So it's a third area with Silaos for upselling, and on the other side Salazi, which is more with water for jumping and swimming in the water. So that makes a nice area for tourists.
And then also, I don't know if they're still having the French and the world champion paragliding competitions. Are they still held every year around Saint-Leu?
Yeah. The last 2 years, it was more about best in the world tricks in the air. They were competing, doing the best tricks and the figures in the air, 2 by 2, and it was very impressive. They had to be able to land on a small platform on the water to succeed completely the exercise, the skill. So if they fall in the water, they lose. If they don't fall right in the center but on the side, they get less points. So it's very tricky, yeah. On the craziest race in the world, one of the craziest race in the world, it's still on. They didn't cancel it, which is very, very good, in October. Le Grand Raid, Diagonale des Fous, the crazy diagonal, Le Grand Raid, yeah.
The island will test your mountain biking skills. And there's the Mega Avalanche race every year from Maido up in Salaos to St. Pierre on the coast, with the record being just 45 minutes. St. Pierre is also the start and end point for skydivers. Coastal St. Gilles is fronted by a protected, calm lagoon. I was amazed at the thriving coral just meters from the shore. I could hear the crackling of the healthy reef as soon as I put my head underwater, and spent the late afternoon in the warm water while paragliders swept overhead and surfers rode the waves off the distant point. You can also view the sea life from a glass-bottom canoe in that lagoon, or at Trudeau Beach, as that stretch of coast is all protected from sharks. Trudeau is also popular for kite surfing, with experts heading to more challenging Saint-Gilles-les-Bains, also a sports fishing spot. Scuba diving is popular there too, as well as at Boucan-Canot and Saint-Leu. There's a problem with sharks anywhere in the Indian Ocean. The way around that, or the way to prevent that these days, is with electrical or magnetic repellents, which seems to work really well, doesn't it, Nico?
Most of the surfers are using the shark shield, and since they use them, integrating them into the board or on the ankle, those surfers didn't witness or had any accident, so it works.
Nico, your favorite water sport is probably not in the water, but on the water. It's windsurfing. So I'm guessing that the sharks don't really affect your sport too much, do they?
We are allowed to go because we use the wind. So we still go windsurfing, yeah, in very hardcore conditions in the waves, yeah.
And what are your favorite spots?
Saint-Leu is still a great wave, It was called top 10 of the left wave, in the US Surf magazine, and it's a great wave because the wave make a 70 degrees curve around the reef, which is quite amazing. Another one is Hermitage by the lagoon above Saint-Leu, which is still a beautiful wave, When it gets big, it's really nice, and it goes both sides, The left side is better. And Étang Salé, where I go windsurfing, is a great place for paddle surf and surfers. Remember, this is by the Black Sand Beach. Beautiful long wave, it's one of the longest actually.
There's a mix there because the coastline changes, so you've got a mix between beach breaks, point breaks, and reefs.
Yeah, and white to salt on paper on black sand beaches, and one after the other. Remember, the 15 kilometers long lagoon from the Trudeau waterhole all the way up to Saint-Gilles. It's white sand beach by the lagoon, and then Saint-Leu is salt on paper, black and white, and then the white is made by the corals and the black by the lava, the basalt. And then if you go down to Étang Salé, which is the next beach further south, then you have the black sand beach, like the 1 mile. It's even bigger actually. I thought it was 1 mile, but they said to me it was bigger than 1 mile.
If you're lucky, your visit will coincide with a volcanic eruption. The drive to Piton de la Fournaise, the furnace peak, is amazing, and the descent down the cliff to the moonscape around the volcano, well worth it, though the hike to the volcano itself is long. Possibly the best way, and certainly the easiest, to get up close and personal with a volcano or visiting sperm whales is via an enclosed microlight. Alternatively, there are lava tunnels to explore on the south coast.
I don't know if you saw in October, I was lucky to be with a group of people, and I was just under the lava, and I didn't feel unsafe. And even those people who were scared in the bus, I explained them the situation. I explained them how volcanology is in Réunion Island. They follow me, still scared, and after a few minutes, they were relaxed, and they said, "Wow, you're right. We feel safe. We feel good," and they got excited to be able to see the lava coming down. And so I showed them the entrance and one cave just above the main road. You just go up, 50 meters, 80 meters. And then I bring people inside, and I got the big lights, and I say, okay, you go 20 meters left, and you go 20, 30 meters right. And you get in the start of tunnels, so they got excited, and I let them alone. I said, okay, now you go by yourself and check the beginning. You won't get lost because you see the light where we are at the entrance. And so they love it. And then on top of that, when we go out of the lava tunnel, we can observe the forest around us, which has been burned. One side from the lava, on the other side, all the way down to the road, the last 200-300 meters, not burned from the lava, but just from the heat, of the wind, the hot wind, the hot air of the lava that has just burned the forest. That's it. And we can see a lot of dark patches showing that it's been very active. And we had all the time to enjoy it and to go back to the bus and drive home, and the lava was still going down slowly,
And also when I was there, we flew on a helicopter.
We did a special flight into Takamaka. This is very special,
Going through Mafat was just amazing. Seeing it from a helicopter, wow.
Exactly. And into the rainforest, remember?
Yeah.
We went to the Iron Fall, and then above the canopy of rainforest, and then we went into Takamaka, the rainiest place in the world, with all the little waterfalls, and we were lucky to have a nice weather, and it was very remember the narrow valley. We went inside, and then the helicopter pilot stopped and flew above the three beautiful waterfalls. It was very special.
Not all activities are workouts. There are cultural activities too. The capital, Saint-Denis, has a renowned art collection, and the State Gardens and Natural History Museum are worth visiting too. Award-winning vanilla products from family industries and essential oils won't tax your baggage limit, and volcanic pebbles are free souvenirs. One of my visits coincided with the annual carnival in the coastal town of Saint-Gilles-les-Bains, with crowds still thronging late on a Sunday evening. Around 50,000 of the island's total 850-odd thousand population attended the one-day affair. What an atmosphere! Everyone was chilled if that's possible while partying up a storm. Among the painted faces, elaborate hairdos and fancy costumes, there were mums pushing prams down the jam-packed streets, past DJs pumping tunes, light and smoke shows. Thanks for listening. Look out for my discussions with Nico about what makes Reunion so special, and about the great food and drink. You can read more about Reunion and other lovely places if you visit Travelogue.tv or Travelogue.africa.